We're currently loading in the stage for Night of Worship 2025. Every year, lots of people from multiple different departments come across campus to bring the show to life. My name's Ben Rowe, and I'm the LD, which stands for Lighting Designer for Night of Worship. Basically what that entails is I'm in charge of making all of the lights turn on and off, what color they are, what kind of effects are running on there throughout the night. That's all designed and edited and programmed by me.
Well, there's a lot of stuff going on stage, right? So being able to handle that very efficiently and effectively is really important. So the point of all of this is to make sure that when the band and the vocalist takes the stage, that I can then focus on them. Even though we're using a lot of technical tools, the goal is that those would facilitate and not get in the way. We're trying to make sure that the people that we're serving can have a really smooth transition into what they're doing, and making sure that they have the best experience possible.
Today I've just been just prepping the console. So there's 120 channels of audio from the stage, basically to kind of help do the show. And so I'm just making sure I have room for everything on the console, everything's going where it needs to go, and just kind of making sure I'm set up console-wise for the show.
A monitor engineer's job is to make sure that the people on stage have what they need in their ears. Whether that be through in-ears or wedges, you're responsible for everything that the musician is hearing. So front of house handles everything in the room, monitors handles everything on the stage as far as sound goes.
Like watch your meters right here. You're trying to figure out what they need so that they can do their best. And it's definitely like just an interesting challenge, just because you kind of have to put yourself in their shoes and figure out what they need so that they ultimately can do their best in performing and worshiping.
I am Dr. Paul Randlett, and I'm the chair of the Department of Music and Worship. Over the last few years, Dr. Mueller has graciously tasked me with producing the Night of Worship. I can oversee the team, work through the programming of it, work with a lot of other people to bring that night together.
Could you take me back to the first Night of Worship, like back when it all started? Why was it important for you guys to create an event where students can not only gather to worship the Lord, but use the skills that they've been learning in the School of Music?
When it first began, if you were in the School of Music at all, you were involved in Night of Worship. I mean, everybody from chamber singers to vocal performance, you name it, music educators. Back in those days, you know, they would put their tuxedos on. You know, it was a real more of a formal presentation. And as worship in the church began to evolve, the way that presentation was postured began to evolve as well to what we have now, which is really an hour and a half long worship service. But nonetheless, it is just a night of worship.
Can you tell us about this year's Night of Worship as far as the theme and the overall goal that you guys are trying to accomplish?
Sure. Well, this year it is really a broad theme, and it is really just focusing on praise and worship of God for who He is and for what He's done. You're going to see a very Christocentric focus to this year's Night of Worship, but overall it's going to be heavily praise-oriented. As Isaiah sees God in Isaiah 6, he recognizes who He is in His frailty and His sinfulness, and then he responds to that in worship. That's kind of what we're looking for the Night of Worship as well. We'll start thinking about it, gathering songs fairly early, looking at prospective guests who may come in. And then as we get really through the fall semester, and the end of the fall semester, we're really focusing in on the Night of Worship, beginning to solidify the team, and I'll bring in other people. We'll start talking through prospective songs, where we might want to go, if there's a theme, what that theme is going to be, and what the night might look like.
The larger the group you have to prepare prepare, the earlier you have to start. So we get music in front of the choir and the orchestra as early as possible, and so they can tighten the screws on all of that. And then as it goes on, all the other elements, video elements, tracks and things like that get prepared. And there's a lot that goes into what you experience at Night of Worship.
So for front lights, we tend to want it to look a little bit more blue because let's say I have a bunch of my lights set as like UV or whatever, like it's just gonna take off if it's not. So like the skin tones of the people on stage look better when our front light is skewed a little bit more cool instead of orange. What you see right now, those are only the 4 fixtures that I shaped in. So those ones I can actually control the color temperature of. However, they also have some old 2K fixtures where I can't change the color temperature. So what I'm gonna do to help it look good on camera specifically, I'm actually going to bring the intensity of those 2K fixtures that I can't change, bring those up a little bit, and then what I'll do, the Force 2s, which are the fixtures that I can change the color temperature of, I'll tweak that even cooler, and with a super warm fixture and a super cool fixture, they'll kind of blend together and then make more of a color that we actually want to see on camera. With lighting, it's always important to remember that like I'm not here as the show, I'm just here to contribute to the show and kind of highlight what different instruments and singers or whatever part of the show that's happening, I'm here to kind of highlight that and help support that role as a part of the show. So I want to make sure that all of my stuff and all of my transitions look the best that they can, so that way I'm not distracting from the other moments that are happening during the show.
I'm doing broadcast audio, whatever people hear on Facebook or YouTube or wherever else this is being streamed, I'm mixing the audio that goes there. And I am doing monitors, so the monitor position controls everything that the musician hears in their ears. Basically anything that helps the artist hear themselves, that's what the monitor engineer is responsible for. Step 1 for me is make sure everything works. Make sure I am seeing signal where I need to see it. This is a very specific example, but we have 2 snares on the drum kit tonight. So I want to make sure that we're seeing signal on the main snare where I should be seeing it rather than the second snare, which is to the drummer's side. And then step 2, I kind of slowly crafting the mix as the sound checks go on. Another thing is kind of taking mental notes of, okay, that person is leading that song on that mic during that portion of the song, and then it's switching to another mic at a later portion of the song. So kind of taking mental notes or even writing it down so that I can remember it.
There's a lot of systems that work together to make all this happen. So to do that, it requires hours of preparation, really planning through. It kind of starts with, of course, what's the vision for the event. And then from there, we talk about specifics, who's playing and how many. We figure out the technical needs of how do we capture all of that, microphones, things like that. And then that comes down to, okay, how do I make that work on the console? I think we've got over 125 inputs for this event. So there's a lot of pieces of the puzzle to fit together, and combining them in a way that we can hear everything as clearly as possible, and we can be musically engaging, and so that it can be really a way to facilitate, kind of translate what's happening from the stage out here and help everybody step into that environment of worship.
For me personally, not just as a monitor engineer, but just as a person, I'm also a musician. So like when there's a live environment, like we feed off of as well, not just the band, you know? And so I think the relationship, specifically between monitors and the band, is really important, and to feel that. So I think, you know, tapping into that feeling is a really beautiful thing. So honestly, I think success for me is the artists forgetting that I'm even there. They have what they need, they can focus on their show, and they forget about me completely. I guess when we're live, it is a little different for sure, like being in the red. The thought behind that is like, can't make any mistakes now, like we're going type thing.
And this is only on the choir loft that you were talking about, correct?
That's correct. So I'm not doing front light on like drums or bass or anything. However, on the entire front line, Colby, the choir that's on like the main floor.
Then, if it's all right with you, why don't we match color-wise, and then I'll just deal with the darkness.
Cool.
Yeah, sorry to swap up on you like that.
That's okay. I don't think.
My name is Emily Hahn. I'm the video shader for tonight. That means I'm controlling all of the light levels and the colors across all the cameras, making sure that they're the same and making sure that it's a consistent color grade. We also did take a look at front light for the choir specifically because there was a little bit of a discrepancy between the color temperatures that we had to use. Keeping the front light consistent was the priority that we ended up with there.
We have been going with this set list for about the past 2 months. So really engaging in it, really trying to get it to the point where we can just get to the night and worship and we don't have to focus on the music. Because if we don't have to focus on the music, we can focus more on giving him the glory, which is why we're truly here.
We ready?
Having been a part of this event for a lot of years now, could you tell me what your favorite part about the night as a whole is?
It is when we get to the actual event and being with the congregation, but also having prepared the students to see the interaction of both the leaders from the platform and the congregation, the technology to the songs, to the leadership, to the devotion, to those who are in attendance respond and worship. I think that's my favorite part, is as it all plays out, once all the work is done, once all the planning has been done, once all the rehearsals are done, just stepping in and relaxing into that moment.
When you look at a lot of my lighting effects closely, you can kind of see some of the intentional effects that I do, where every single thing is on point and on beat. So every single movement, every single intensity, chase, snap, whatever, it's always going to be directly on beat with whatever drums is doing. And basically, I'm just always trying to highlight what's actually happening in the song itself and not necessarily take away or distract. That's the last thing I want to do. I'm just trying to enhance this show by highlighting what's actually happening in the music. It's a lot of work and it takes a lot of time, but it's really cool to see it all come together in the end. I'm probably most looking forward to once everybody's here in the room, kind of getting to experience the show all as one collective group worshiping together, whether you're on stage singing or playing an instrument, or in the audience worshiping along with us, or behind a console or doing some sort of production element. It's really cool to all come together collectively for show and just be able to worship all together as one.
The big challenge is we are bringing the show to an audience that is sitting in their living room, watching on their TV. How do we go about doing that? Because that is a challenge, especially for like handheld. You know, you're going to be moving around a lot. You're a moving camera, but you also sometimes might not want to be static. There's definitely a balance there.
A lot of the motivated movement comes definitely from the drums. Having the ability to move around the stage gives me different viewpoints where I can do multi-part shots. I can shoot from background vocals to guitar or to lead or whatever, and it just allows me to be very versatile and used by the director to get angles that just nobody else can do.
Ready 3 all, take 3. Ready 1 all, take 1. Ready 3 all, take 3. Ready 4 all, take 4. Ready 5 all, take 5. Ready 7 all, take 7. Ready 1 all. Start again, Kirby. Ready 1 all, take 1. Ready 4 all, take 4. Ready 3 all, take 3. Ready 5 all, take 5. Ready 10 all, take 10. Ready 1 all, take 1.
I like to look for individuals in the choir who really are like exemplifying the energy of the song, because I think that really helps the audience if they see someone and they can really emulate that emotion if they see it on their screen.
And similar to that, you can use foreground, you can use the crowd, and so we'll be able to use it to bring the audience in. We can see the crowd worshiping, and the people online can see that, they're not, even if they're just worshiping in their living room, they're not the only ones doing it.
Ready 4 diamag, take 4. Ready 5 diamag, take 5. Ready 5 to program, take 5. Ready 1 diamag, take 1. Ready 1 to program, take 1. Ready 3 all, take 3. Ready 1 all, take 1. Ready 4 all, take 4. Ready 1 all, take 1. Ready 6 to program, take 6. Ready 3 all, take 3 all. Ready 5 all, take 5 all. Ready 1 all, take 1. Ready 6 to program, take 6. Nice move, 7. Ready 4 to IMAG, take 4. Ready 7 to program, take 7. Ready 3 to IMAG, take 3.
I would like to add that even though we call it a show, it's not just a show.
Right.
We put on a display of God's glory and ability and technology that has developed over the years has allowed us to display God's love to all people all over the world.
Yeah, like it's an act of worship. Like I'm singing along in the middle of the show too.
Oh yeah.
And so I think that it is important to, like Gil said, perspective, and then just remembering that we call it a show because that's, like our professional thing for it, but it really isn't that.
The first thing in my mind would be to bring the experience of what's happening in the room to the listener at home, whether they're listening on their TV speakers or on their laptop speakers or on AirPods. I don't want it to be a completely different experience online than it is in person. That's my goal, typically, is to give the listener as close to as possible the same experience that's going on in the room. Obviously, we have room mics, we have crowd mics that help with that to bring the sense of space of the actual room that we can, kind of feed into the mix. But I also like adding a lot of reverb and delays. I'm probably adding a lot more reverb to my drums than you would think to help the drums feel like they're actually in a room rather than just turning up a mic that's directly pointed at the snare drum. You kind of want to put yourself in the listener's shoes that's maybe in the 15th row, because they're gonna hear not just the drums on the stage themselves, but also the drums going around the room of the listener. So a lot of effects, reverbs, delays, and a lot of crowd mics as well.
It's very different from rehearsal to when the congregation is in here singing, and it's such an amazing thing to see those many voices joining together. It's a picture of what we see in heaven. I remember there was a church technician several years ago that passed away, and some of the comments his friends were making were, I'm sure heaven sounds a little bit better now. And so there's something about that I feel like I'm connecting to. My prayer is that I can help translate what they're doing to usher us all into that fellowship with the Trinity that one day we're going to have, and to hear thousands of voices joining with the choir that's already on stage. It's pretty remarkable.
think one reason that I just love the night of worship is mainly because of, one, everybody involved, and two, the hearts behind it. It's not about the music, it's not about the performance or what it looks like, but it's about the hearts of the people. And the empty seats that are out here right now are about to be filled with 3,000 people that are here to see and love Jesus. And that's what we're here for. We're not here for the music, but we're here for the hearts of the people and to give him glory.
While we do plan and, we put songs and pieces of the concert together, we don't really call this a concert, really. This is something that, we want audience to be fully engaged in what we're doing tonight. So when we're able to have those moments where we can just stop and just hear the room singing these praises, those are the moments that we're most looking forward to.
It's all for you, the song of creation, you're worthy of it.
It can change them on so many levels, just the expression of worship. The beauty of music is that I believe music gives language to our emotions that we might otherwise not know how to express. That's true even in seasons of grief, where this deep feeling of grief that we may have, a song can just express the right emotion. The same with our praise and our adoration to the Lord. I'm not sure that we could all effectively communicate exactly what we're feeling without song. When those students just begin to express their worship through their songs, first of all, it impacts them. And when it impacts them, you not only hear it, you see it. And when they lead from that posture and from that expression, the room responds, standing on their feet, lifting of hands, singing to the top of their lungs. And I think that's a part of effective worship, of leading. It's not done by just an individual, but with a mass group of people at night of worship.
He's greater than any storm. You're faithful forevermore. Let me see Jesus. 'Cause isn't he wonderful? Isn't he glorious? Isn't he powerful? Isn't he good to us? He's brighter than any sun, greater than any storm, faithful forevermore. Let me see Jesus.
I think what I love most about the worship nights is the authenticity. You just go, nobody's putting on a show. I mean, I'm looking at the kids, really. I'm looking at all the students, and they're just all in. And I was there for the prayer and the little worship time before they went out, and you just see this passion that's contagious. And then you've got this music paired with it, which I believe music is the most powerful universal language in the world. A 3.5-minute song can change somebody's life. Blows my mind. So you just know, and a lot of these kids that I got to mentor and help along the way, I don't know where they're at. They're out there, and I know they're probably doing something extraordinary. And I'll probably find out. I'll probably start seeing some of these kids go, oh yeah, you taught my class at Liberty, and then watching them do extraordinary things.
What excites you about not only the future of events like this, of Night of Worship, but just about the way that your team here, all the students, can reach people in person, online, through so many different platforms and in so many different ways?
Well, you're right. The Lord has blessed us in some really incredible ways. I will say this, there's a huge amount of talent here. But what I think most of the faculty, if not all the faculty, would say is that you can see the heart of the students that are here as well. We're not a perfect people, we're not a perfect bunch, but we have a lot of students who just love Jesus and are surrendering their lives and their talents and their gifts to follow Him and to lead others to do the same.
I think you just have to, it's all about just dying to yourself, and surrendering. I had that whole thing somewhere. I was in my room at the hotel, just going, God, I want every aspect of my life to be surrendered to you. You start doing that on a deep level, then you forget about the technical stuff. And you sort of stay eyes on the prize, eyes on the prize. Don't look there, don't look there. Keep your focus. And you do that, and God He'll honor it. Nothing to worry about. Doesn't mean life's not going to be easy, but you'll have everything you need to get through whatever circumstance comes your way.
I believe that the Lord is going to continue to bless with that. I believe He's going to continue to bring those types of students in. What I love about our leadership from the top down here at Liberty at this point is this idea that if it's Christian, it ought to be Christian. And I think we're seeing that as a culture, that the students who will come here, at least particularly in the worship area, but commercial music and our music students, will buy into that and are buying into that. And certainly the faculty, other administration buy into that wholeheartedly. And so it is not merely Christian in name only, it's Christian in culture. And that's what excites me about the future, is these aren't performances. These are times where we spend just wholeheartedly honoring, worshiping, praising, glorifying, exalting, extolling the name of the Lord, lifting up Father, Son, Holy Spirit in praise. And I think that will continue.